Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my 2024 NFL Week 6 prop bets. So I'm super excited for this week. It's week 6, and I have 6 great bets for you. 6 great props that I'm very confident with. We're doing pretty good in this prop market here. And this week, I feel like we have all the information we need to make really good picks. Um, in weeks past, maybe we didn't have all the data we needed, but now I can really do research and kind of go through it and figure out what are the best picks. And I feel like this week we have 6 solid picks that I really, really like. So with all that being said, let me go ahead and get to my first pick for this week. And it's going to be Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is going to be facing a decent defense, but not a great defense this week versus Green Bay Packers. I average fantasy score is at 18.9. I got him projected at a little bit higher because I feel like this is going to be a higher scoring game. I think Jordan Love will play well. I think he's going to have to get a lot more rushing yards than he's had. And I see him being more aggressive this week as far as an offense. Coming off a big win, I think they're going to open up the offense a little bit more for Murray this week. So I like his over 18 fantasy score. As you see, it's below his average. So I like those options right now. We have 5 weeks to go off of. And so that's his average. It's below his average. I'm going with it. Next guy is Trevor Lawrence from the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a guy that's been struggling. They got an early morning kick with the Chicago Bears. This is more of a pick against the Bears offense. I feel like Trevor Lawrence will have a lot of good opportunities to score because I don't think Chicago's offense will be able to move the ball. Caleb Williams and company. I think there's going to be a lot of usage rate for Trevor Lawrence. I think they're going to open up the offense again for him as well. So with that being said, I like his over 16 fantasy score. Pretty low score for somebody as talented as him. Next guy is Derrick Henry, a guy that's been killing it this year, um, going against this Washington defense who's been struggling. Let's just be honest. But they have shown a little bit of courage and a little bit of talent the last few weeks. I still like this number. I think Lamar Jackson is going to play well, but I think they're going to lean on the run game a little bit more in this game. So I like his over 16 fantasy score. You see his average fantasy score is somewhere up there at 22. So this is way lower than his fantasy score. So even if he doesn't play the way he's been playing, he still should cash. Next guy is Bijan Robinson from the Falcons. Now, this guy has not reached the end zone as much as we probably thought we were going to see. A lot of people are disappointed in the way he's playing, but he's getting a good Carolina Panther team offense this season. That Carolina offense is just bad. They're not a good offense, so there should be a lot of opportunities for the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is starting to come to his own, which is going to give Bijan more of an opportunity. He's been splitting some reps with Algier. Hopefully this week that does not continue and he gets more reps. I like his over 16 fantasy score. Look to him get a lot more busy in the receiving game. Next pick is Dak Prescott from the Dallas Cowboys. Average fantasy score is 18.5. I got him projected at 19.6. He cashed for us last week. I think he's starting to come into his own once again. The Cowboys did have some sort of a rushing game last week. I don't see that carrying over this week versus Detroit. I do think Detroit will score a lot. The implied total for this game is the highest of the weekend almost. So I really like this over for Dak Prescott at 19 fantasy score with a high scoring game and no rushing game. And last pick, Spencer Rattler. Look at this guy going against the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Tampa Bay Bucks are a good defensive team, but this number for me is just way too low for a Saints team that's going to probably get him in some decent positions. I see him at least throwing for 1 touchdown and 150 plus yards, which is not asking for a lot. I see him maybe even scrambling for a couple times, maybe getting over, 20 yards rushing. So I really like his over 13 fantasy score. It's as low as you're going to get it for a quarterback, so you might as well take advantage of this. Buy low, sell high. Now, if you think he's going to totally dud out, then I wouldn't go with this one. But 13 is a pretty low number for any quarterback. You can almost reach that just off yards. So that being said, I got Murray over 18 fantasy score, Lawrence over 16 fantasy score, Henry over 16 fantasy score, Robinson over 16 fantasy score, Prescott over 16 fantasy score, and Rattler over 13 fantasy score. If you enjoyed the video, if you find any of this information useful, please like and subscribe. I have a lot of subscribers on here, but there are a lot of people watching the videos that aren't subscribed. Remember, subscribing is free. Also, liking the video is free as well. So go ahead and do that so I can push out this video to as many people as possible. I believe we're going to go 6-0 this week. Really confident in these picks. And like I always say, let's cash.